a comprehensive look at trends, fund profiles, and more in Exploring ETFs.
We're going to take a look at financial ETFs now with our ETF Research Director, Nina Mishra, who has been keeping track on this particular sector because in this Q2 earnings season that we're going through right now, the financial sector earnings have really been better than expected, and you say the banks have been the bright spot, huh?
Yes. Per Zacks earnings trends analysis by Shiraz, we have second quarter results from finance company that together account for about 47.7% of the sector's market capitalization in the S&P 500 index. Total earnings for these companies are up 12.3% from the same period last year. Revenue is up just 0.4%. But what is more important is that 65.2% of companies have beaten EPS estimates and 52.2% companies have beaten revenue estimates. And that is much better than the performance of other sectors. And in fact, finance sector seems to be having the best growth profile among all 16 Zacks sectors.
So the outlook then for this particular sector will be good for some time to come, you think?
Yes. So we saw strong results from some of the large money center banks and large regional banks which have reported so far. And among reasons for these strong results were better expense management, rising fees from surging M&A activity, lower litigation charges, and growth in their trading businesses. We also saw that asset quality has been improving. Loan losses have been going down as the economy is improving. And NIM, the net interest margin, which is a key measure of profitability for the banks, we saw some stabilization in the net interest margin this quarter after several quarters of decline. And if the Fed starts raising interest rates later this year or sometime next year, then the net interest margin for banks will improve further. And loan growth will also improve, though we saw decent loan growth in this quarter too, particularly in the commercial segment. And looking at the longer term picture, I think banks have come a long way since the dark days of financial crisis. Tough regulations that were imposed on banks in the aftermath of the crisis have made the banking system, the financial system, much healthier, and their risk management systems are much better now. The Dodd-Frank Act, which is 5-year-old now, and it is criticized by many, particularly banks, not surprisingly. I believe the rules have been really successful in curbing reckless risk-taking by banks and making the financial system much safer.
So they've come a long way since what you call the dark days of that financial crisis, but have they totally turned the corner yet? Or will we ever be able to tell if they've totally turned the corner?
We don't know. You see, still you hear about, LIBOR malpractices, manipulations in the foreign exchange markets. So those are the issues which regulators still have to address. So even though banks have come a long way, people still hate banks, especially big banks.
And they may have a long way to go yet.
Yes, exactly.
All right, let's take a look at a couple of ETFs here that you want to tell us about. The Financial Select Sector Spider Fund.
Yeah, we are talking about two broad financial ETFs now because I believe in addition to banks, some other sub-industries, including insurance, will also benefit from the improving economy and the rising rate scenario. So this is the Financial Sector Spider Fund, XLF ticker. This is the most popular fund in the space with over 20 billion in assets under management. Pretty cheap with just 15 basis points in expense ratio. Top holdings are Wells Fargo, Berkshire Hathaway, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, and Citigroup. It's a Zacks rank #1 strong buy ranked ETF.
And then the Vanguard Financials ETF.
Yes, this is also pretty popular, and it is the cheapest fund in the space with an expense ratio of just 12 basis points. Same top holdings in a slightly different order. And this is also a Zacks rank #1 strong buy ETF.
Okay, do you own either of these two?
I don't.
All right, check out other ETF information. There's commentary and there is articles on specific ETFs and specific sectors involving ETFs in the ETF section of Zacks.com. All you need to do is go over to the home page and use the Funds tab in the top toolbar to get there. Meantime, if you are watching our videos out in syndication, especially on YouTube, don't forget you can subscribe to these videos and you can comment on them. With Nina, I'm Terry Ruffalo.